I've also just started putting things back on. I was going to get the shock and the fork service before I rode it, but I thought about it, and this bike, I got it running and then we never went and rode it, so apparently the suspension had been serviced already, but I'll probably still have it looked at, or put some different ones on anyway before Hawkstone. But I wanted to just get it back together and go and ride it down at Preston Docks for a day out, just to see, you know, if any engine work needs doing or anything like that, because I just don't know until I've ridden it. I'm taking the guy at his word that he's done the bits that he said he'd done, so. But yeah, I wanted to just get it back together, go and ride it, and then I can pull the suspension back off closer to Hawkstone and get it all done. So yeah, I've started to piece it all back together, shock back in. I've started putting just some plastic back on here and there, new plastic. Got a new full UFO kit, and I got some graphics and along with the seat cover from VMX. So I got a rear fender graphic that's already on. What else have we got? Oh, we've got something really trick made from James Herring. Yeah, you can find him on Facebook. He makes these really trick looking vented plates, so had to get one of them. Once I seen someone else build basically the same bike for Ken Roxon on YouTube, and they had the exact same sort of plate, and once I saw that I thought I have to have one, so got that made, that mounted up. Yeah, it's going to start piecing back together now. I'm waiting on, like I say, my rims to come back coated and all my casings, and once my casings are here, the exhaust can go on and the rest of the plastic can go on. I'm nearly done polishing the tank, that can go on as well. So yeah, as of next week, after this weekend, I should just be left with the wheels basically, because everything else is ready to go back on. But yeah, desperately just want to get it all back together now, all working again. Go and test it. Seems a bit silly making it all brand new now to go and practice on it a few times. Like, I'd like it to be brand new for VMXdN, but I can't really do that. So yeah, we'll get it all back together, go give it a spin, see what it does, see how it feels, and yeah, we'll go from there. I'll probably take it back in a few bits just to spruce it up a bit before Hawkstone, but yeah, basically want to get it all built back together now, and then we can go give it a little spin. Right, so I kind of forgot to film myself doing this, but I've just been cleaning up the swing arm a little bit with the orbital sander. I used quite a low grip one earlier on, just because I don't know if I've got a video already of what it was like, but you can sort of tell. It was quite stained and rough and needed a real good polish up. So yeah, I've done multiple stages of sanding, and as you can see, this side has come up quite clean. There's like a proper mark there, like a rough sort of ridge in it, which won't come out. But you can see, like, I've gone up to 600 grit now, and I've had a bit of Scotch-Brite on it with some WD just to break it up a bit, and then cleaned it off, and I'm going at it with 600 grit now, which is just starting to clean it up, just that final little touch. Which, yeah, that other side I'm really happy with. This side isn't coming up as clean, but it's got a few more marks here and there. But yeah, I'll quickly finish that off. A lot of people I've seen again go to the absolute extreme, but because I'm not doing that on everything on this bike, I feel like it'll just be, if I did like that amount of work on the swing arm, which I should do, but if I did that and then I had like a rusty bolt somewhere else or something else that I've not gone to the extreme of, it'd just forever annoy me, and I'd end up having to do the full thing. So yeah, I think I'm alright just doing it a little bit on this, just to clean it up and make it look a bit more presentable than what it was. So yeah, I'll finish that off now, and then yeah, that should be all cleaned up, and I've got some full floater graphics to go on there, so I'll put them on after. Right, so that's the tank and the rads thrown back on, the new rads. As per, nothing wanted to quite fit how it should. Like I say, this is an RMX, so the RMX tank lined perfectly up. Whereas the mounting brackets for the tank didn't quite line up on this, so I took them off the tank and put them on the frame first, and then I bolted them into the tank to pull the tank where it needs to be. So yeah, it didn't quite want to go where it's gone, but it has done in the end. And I also forgot that I put the radiator loops, the black loops there, I put them on the wrong way around. So after I'd already put the rad shrouds on, I realised they were on wrong, so I had to take them off, hook them in, and yeah, mounted that brand new rad shrouds. Like I say, I got brand new plastic kit from UFO for this. So yeah, that's back on, seats on, which again, because it's a different tank, the seat's not quite lining up, which is very annoying. What are you doing there? Piece of wood, lovely. Yeah, because it's a different tank, the seat's now not quite lining up with the bolts. So yeah, bit of a faff really, but I suppose it's probably quite common when you're converting this from an RMX to an RM. It says a lot of things transfer over, but obviously it's probably a bit of a faff to get it all to, because just little things like that don't quite line up like they're meant to. But yeah, tank's back on. Like I say, it was still leaking from the cap, so I'm gonna have to put a new cap on and hope, well, I'll have to probably have to take it back off, to be honest. But I wanted to start building a bike as is. Excuse me. Right. Yeah, I want to start building it back up. I'm going to put the graphics on the rad shrouds. I think I'll leave the tank shrouds, the tank graphics, until I know it's not leaking, because it'd be pointless wasting, you know, a bit of money on them shrouds, on them graphics for it, if I then have to buy a new tank anyway. I really hope I don't have to buy a new tank, because from what I could find on eBay, the best I could find was like 200 quid, and they even looked, you know, rough, whereas this, I've at least got it back to some sort of standard, and it only cost me 5 quid. So yeah, hopefully that tank, once I get a new cap on, it's okay. But yeah, rad shrouds are on, start putting the graphics on now. Yeah, I'm just quite keen to get it built back up now and go and give it a little spin and give it a test, because like I say, we're at middle of April now, and yeah, I want to get it built and get it ridden a couple of times just to make sure that it doesn't need any engine work doing. Because like I say, the guy told me it was all, he'd checked through it all and he'd done a lot of bits on it, so I'm taking him at his word. But like I say, it wasn't running when we bought it, so we don't know that. We're just taking someone at the word, so hopefully it's fine. But yeah, get it all back together and go and give it a little spin, and then I might bring it back in and go through it once more before Hawkstone. Right, so I've quickly thrown the graphics on, other than the tank. I got these backgrounds when I got the vented number plate made. They sent me the matching backgrounds, and they line up but not perfectly lined up. And they also came with a yellow strip along here, but the colour was just completely different. It's more like a fluorescent yellow, so I've cut that off and just left the nice white number boards, which I think look way better just for having them. Yeah, your classic 89 rad shrouds. I was going to go for the 90 ones because I kind of prefer the look of them, but I thought I'm just going to keep it completely as it's meant to be. So yeah, that's them thrown on. Like I say, I'll probably put the tank ones on once I've put a cap on that tank and I know that it's not leaking, because it'd be silly to, I mean they're only 25 quid or something, but it'd be silly to chuck them on and then have to replace them and get some new ones. So yeah, it's starting to look the part now. That vented number plate looks so good. But yeah, with the new seat cover, graphics, and when them casings arrive, and obviously it's going to have gold rims on this as well, so it'll look really nice. So yeah, it's nice to start dolling it up a bit and making it look the part, because that's the part I enjoy most. That's the main part for me, is making it look good. So yeah, looking good now. As you can see, I just gave the swing arm just a real good sand with a really fine pad on it. And obviously I got these graphics anyway to cover, because there is like a big notch here which you can't, no matter what I did, it didn't clean up. But you can see there, the top of there has just come up really nice and clean now, which compared to what it was, I'm really chuffed with that. I'm probably, if I'm being honest, I'm going to probably end up going at everything with this on future bikes that I build. It's like I say, I've never really done it, but yeah, how clean that's come up just on this side more than that side really, but how clean it came up, I'm really happy with. So yeah, we'll probably do that on every bit we do going forward, just try and get it all mint and like new. Yeah, I've got a new U-bend for the hoses. Like I say, because this is the RMX, I think it must have the RMX head, because that comes out the top, whereas everyone that I've seen has the spout coming out the side. So these pipes that I bought from AS3 on eBay, that's meant to just go straight onto the side. But this one being out the top, I've had to make it. The guy who had it before me he had like a copper insert here, but he had a mismatch of pipes that didn't work, so I bought the matching U-bend to go on there, which just tidies it up quite a lot. It looks, obviously I don't really like all these Jubilee clips on show, but for what it did look like, that looks quite good now compared to what it did. So one thing that I just couldn't find for this bike online was a front brake line guide. It was missing one when I got the bike, it didn't come with one. And the guy just had the brake hose sat behind the number plate, which was kind of keeping it in place, but it's obviously jangling around behind there, so it's never ideal. And I couldn't find one on eBay or anything, or online. The only ones I could maybe find that might have fit were like 30 quid from America, and I couldn't be bothered with that. So I did a little 3D render and my little cousin Ollie has got a decent 3D printer, so I got him to run one off for me on the 3D printer, and it's come out really good. Yeah, I had a few goes. I obviously know a bit about CAD drawing with the CNC machine I do for I use for campervan furniture, but I've never really dabbled with 3D rendering a bit. But yeah, it's fairly simple. I found a picture of a guy online who had the same bike, who had one, so I sort of copied the shape that he'd used, and I measured the brake, like that clip there, to hold the brake on, but it's a little bit oversized really. I probably could have got it a bit skinnier, but for, you know, 20 minutes drawing last night and then getting him to print it for me, that's come out pretty good, so I'm quite happy with that. Yeah, so it's just held on by them 2 little bolts, and it's fairly solid, so yeah, for what it is, I'm pretty chuffed with that. So yeah, nice little job done. So I've finally been and got all the bits back from the powder coaters. I got them done just down the road from me actually, from Aaron down at Teg Sport, which is 20 minutes from me. So I got him to do my rims in a nice yellowy gold sort of colour, and then we've got all the casings done in like a gunmetal grey colour, which I think will look really good when sat on the bike. I was sort of torn whether to go black, but I thought that'd be a bit much, or like a lighter grey, but I think that'll look pretty smart when they're on the bike. And I got the hubs done black, because I've seen quite a few people have done the same colours on the same bike, and I thought black looks the best. So yeah, we'll put these casings back on now. I'm waiting on a water pump gasket, because the one that was on just fell to pieces when I took this off, so I'm waiting on one of them to arrive. But we'll put all the other ones on now and get the bike looking trick. So I've seen online, I'm not sure if you're meant to put grease on these or not, but I've seen some people have said that it's best to, because then you can take them off again, and it also just helps them stick a bit. So I'm going to put like a tiny smither of grease on both sides of this gasket, just so it doesn't bed itself to the case. So if I ever have to take it off again, I don't just have to keep buying a new gasket every time. So yeah, just a tiny smither, just a tiny little sliver of grease around the edge. I'll do that on both sides. Yeah, I'm not going to go crazy with it, because I don't, you know, I'm not sure if you're actually meant to put this on, but I have seen multiple things online, but then I've seen videos of people put new casings on everything and not put anything on, so who knows. But I think I'll just run a little bit either side just to be safe. But yeah, tiny bit of grease, I'll put them on all the casings, and then I'll go and shove these back on the bike. So I've gone around and put all these casings on, put the power valve cover back on, which I've realised I didn't need to spray that, because the exhaust is going to be completely covering it, so you'll never see it. But anyway, I've done it. Like I say, I've put the bolts back in on the water pump cover, but I haven't got a gasket for it. The one that was on completely disintegrated when I took it off, so I've taken all that off and I'm waiting on a new one. Clutch cover's back on, really annoyingly. The top bolt here, I thought I had one that would work. As you can see, I've put new ones on all the others and they lined up like measurement wise perfectly, but this one I don't have one that's long enough to hit the thread, so that's a bit annoying. I have to reuse that one. And on the ignition cover and the stator cover, these are all back in perfectly, but what I thought might happen, which has, is the gear shifter, because there is a mark on this cover already, like a little gouge on the side of it, I noticed, and that must be from this hitting it when you're shifting up, because when that's sat on there on that spindle, it's it's catching when you go up. So I don't know what to do with that really. Either I might try and see if there's another one online I can get, but like I say, I bought one which was for an RM, which has a different stator cover on. That's one of the big tells when you can tell it's an RMX, is this cover. And obviously with the bigger flywheel, I'm guessing it's just bulkier, so it sticks out more. So that's why that RM one is no way, that's even tighter. That was no chance of that one working. So yeah, I don't really know what to do there. Either I try and find one for an RMX, which I doubt exists because I searched for that before I bought the RM one, or I'll get that back on and just bend it so it holds off when it goes up and down from catching that. But then that wouldn't be very ideal for actually shifting, so don't know what we're going to do with that, but we'll have to think of something, because I'm not scratching the life out of that after I've just had it nicely sprayed. But yeah, colour wise I think they look really good. Obviously quite dark, but I think against the bike with everything else on, I think that's best, probably the best play. Like I say, I was looking at like a lighter grey colour, but a lot of them that I've seen are quite similar colour to the main big casings, which I don't really like. I like them to look different, so yeah, quite happy with them. Like I say, get the gasket on that water pump cover, and then I can put the new pipe back onto that, and then once that's on tight, I can put the exhaust on finally. So I've been itching to put that on really, but I've been waiting for all these casings to come back, obviously, because there's no point putting the pipe on because I won't be able to get them on. But yeah, look good. So I got all the cases back, like I say, from powder coating. And I don't know whether it's the paint that's done it, but the water pump cover, I've noticed when I've gone to put the new gasket on, there was like a little black fleck on the inside. So I just went to wipe it, and it's just created a little pinhole on the cover, which now I thought I'd run a little bit of coolant in once it's back on the bike, and it's dripping straight out of there. So I don't know what to do with that really. Either I buy a new water pump cover, or I try and seal it somehow, but I don't know if I like that, because that could just leak at any point and be a real problem. So yeah, nicely new painted cover, and now it's got a little crack in it, a little pinhole. So yeah, not good. So my plan was to buy a new brake disc for this bike as well, but we're getting up there in price that much now. I've bought new sprockets and a chain, but we're getting that high in price now. I'm going to try and sort of save a few bits. So these brake discs overall look alright, they're just old and rusty a bit. So I've bought some of this rust remover from Moto Verde, which I watched someone, I think it was Instagram clip of them putting it on like an old rusty exhaust, and put it on, left it on there for 5 minutes, and then give it a wipe off, and it brought all that rust off. So my plan is to just clean these up a little bit, give them a real good clean, and bang a bit of that rust remover on, and just see if it brings them back to life a little bit. Because yeah, I think that's another 70-80 quid there on 2 new discs at least, and I don't know which ones to buy, to be honest. Whereas these, they'll do the job and save me a bit of money in the process. So as long as I can get these cleaned up and shining again a little bit, I think I'll be alright with them.